So, this happened to me when I was 9 years old, summer of '98. My family had just moved into this old brick house in a quiet neighborhood in Ohio. The kind of street where everybody's lawn looks exactly the same, and the only noise at night is cicadas screaming their heads off. The previous owners left a ton of junk in the attic. Old furniture, boxes of Life magazines from the '70s, and one of those big clunky wood-paneled Magnavox console TVs. The kind with the fake wood grain and the rabbit ears wrapped in tinfoil. My parents said I could have it for my room because, honestly, who wants that dinosaur in their living room in '98? So I dragged this thing downstairs myself, kid muscles, pure determination, plug it in, and miracle of miracles, it actually works. Kinda. Picture's all staticky, colors are bleeding, sound is a little muffled, but hey, free TV. One night, probably like 11 p.m., way past when a 9-year-old should be up, I'm flipping through the 4 channels we got, and the TV starts doing this weird thing. The picture rolls like vertical hold is drunk, and then it just locks onto static. Not snow, static, but there's a shape in it. Like when you stare at clouds and start seeing faces, except this one's moving, and then a kid appears, clear as day. He's maybe 12, wearing one of those striped polo shirts from the '70s, hair parted straight down the middle, feathered like he's in a Sears catalog. He's sitting cross-legged way too close to the camera, smiling this huge goofy smile, waving like crazy. I wave back. Because I'm 9, that's what you do. He waves again, slower this time, then points at something off screen. I lean in. He grabs an Etch-A sketch, remember those red things? Starts shaking it, and draws something super fast. Turns it to the camera. It says, "Wanna play?" I laugh, because this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. I run, grab my own Etch-A-Sketch. Yeah, I was that kid. Scribble, yes. Hold it up to the screen. He claps. Actually claps. Then he draws a tic-tac-toe board. We play. I win the first one. He wins the next 3. Every time one of us wins, the screen flashes bright white for half a second, like someone's taking a picture with a really old camera. This goes on for nights. Every night around 11:17 p.m. exactly, I started timing it, the TV clicks itself on, tunes to static, and there he is. Same shirt, same hair, same giant smile. We played Hangman. We played that game where you draw half a monster and fold the paper. Once he even taught me how to do the cup and ball trick, using a plastic cup and a ping pong ball he had. He never spoke, not once. Everything was written on the Etch-A-Sketch or acted out. I started calling him TV Tim. Dumb, I know, but I was 9. Then one night, he shows up, and he's not smiling. He's just staring, eyes red like he'd been crying. He writes super slow. I have to tell you something. I write back, what's wrong? He shakes the Etch-A-Sketch clean, writes one word, huge letters. Basement. Then the screen flashes white, brighter than ever, and the TV turns itself off with a loud pop. I sat there in the dark, heart hammering. I'd never been in the basement alone. It was creepy concrete floors, one bare bulb, spider webs everywhere. But TV Tim looked scared, like actually scared. So I did what any brave, or incredibly stupid 9-year-old would do. I grabbed my Batman flashlight and I went down there. The basement smelled like old Wepan, you know what I mean? And wet cardboard. I'm sweeping the flashlight around, whispering, Tim, you down here like a total moron. And then I see it. In the far corner, behind a stack of boxes labeled XMAS 1967, there's a little kid-sized hole in the cinder block wall, like someone took a sledgehammer and just punched through, big enough for a 12-year-old to crawl into. I get closer. Inside the hole is a tiny room, somebody bricked up and then half demolished. And on the floor, there's an Etch-A-Sketch, same model as mine, red frame, knob stiff from 30 years of dust. And on the screen, still there after all this time, it says in shaky kid handwriting, "My name was Jason, I was playing hide and seek. They never found me. Tell Mom I'm sorry. I screamed so loud my dad came running downstairs in his underwear holding a golf club." They found him 2 days later when the police knocked down to the rest of that wall. Jason Miller, 12 years old, missing since June 14th, 1978. His older brother had dared him to hide in the secret room their dad was building in the basement. Jason crawled in. The brother thought he was joking and bricked up the front as a prank, then panicked, never told anyone, and the family moved away a year later. The coroner said he had been gone within hours, curled up with his Etch-a-Sketch and a flashlight. Batteries still had a tiny bit of juice left. 20 years later. After they took his body away, I never turned that Magnavox on again. My parents sold it at a yard sale for $20. But sometimes, late at night, when the house is real quiet, I swear I still hear those two little plastic knobs turning, click, 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 like someone's still trying to write me a message. And I never wave back anymore. Second story. So, this one still keeps me up at night, and I don't say that lightly. This happened to me and my wife, Sarah, about 4 years ago. We'd just moved into this little rental house in a quiet part of Columbus, Ohio. Old place, built in the 1940s, creaky floors, radiator that knocks like someone's walking around upstairs when we're the only ones home. Nothing crazy, just character, you know? Anyway, one night, middle of February, freezing cold, I wake up around 3:07 a.m. I remember because the clock on my phone was glowing red right in my face. The room is pitch black except for that little light, and I feel wrong. Like the air's too thick, like someone just opened a freezer door behind me. Then I realize Sarah is sitting straight up in bed, not groggy, not half asleep, sitting, like someone pressed pause on her body but forgot to turn off her eyes. They're wide open, unblinking, staring dead ahead at the corner by the closet. I whisper, "Babe?" No answer. I reach for her arm. Her skin is ice cold, like she'd been standing outside in the snow. And then I follow her gaze. There's something in the corner. Not a shadow, not a trick of the light. It's tall, taller than the doorframe, thin, like a person but stretched wrong, arms too long, hanging past its knees. The head? God, the head was the worst. Too small, tilted like it was listening to something we couldn't hear. And its eyes, two dull orange coals, not glowing bright like in movies, just burning, like embers under ash. It didn't move. It just stood there, watching us. I couldn't scream, couldn't move. My chest felt crushed. All I could do was stare back, same as Sarah. Minutes passed, or seconds. Time got weird. Then Sarah finally blinks, hard, like she just woke up from a trance. She gasps, grabs my arm so tight her nails dig in, and whispers, "Do you see it too?" I couldn't even nod. I just made this pathetic little sound. And the second she spoke, the thing tilted its head even more, like it heard her. Then it took one step forward, not a footstep. More like the darkness itself folded, and it was suddenly closer. No sound, no rush of air, just closer. That's when the lights in the hallway flickered on by themselves. And in that half second of light, it was gone. Just empty corner, coats hanging on hooks, nothing. We didn't sleep the rest of the night, sat up with every light in the house on, holding each other, crying like little kids. We both described the exact same thing the next morning. Same height, same arms, same dead orange eyes. We found out later, from the landlord, who only told us after we threatened to break the lease, that the previous tenant, an older guy, had died in that bedroom. Natural causes, supposedly. But his daughter said in the weeks before he passed, he kept complaining that the tall man was standing in the corner every night, watching him sleep. He told her it started the night he brought home this weird wooden mask from an estate sale. African, maybe? Carved face, hollow eyes. He hung it on the wall right where that thing had been standing. We never found the mask. It wasn't in the house when we moved in. But here's the part that still gets me. About a month after we moved out, I was scrolling through a local Facebook group. Someone posted a picture of a yard sale, and there it was, that mask. Hanging on a wall in the background, same hollow eyes, same crooked smile, and in the corner of the photo, barely visible if you don't zoom in, two little orange dots staring right at the camera. So yeah, that's our story. We sleep with the lights on now, and we never ever look at the corners when the room goes quiet. You ever see something like that? With someone else in the room? Because I need to know I'm not losing my mind. Tell me I'm not the only one. Third story. Man, I read your post last night and I swear my stomach dropped into my feet because the exact same thing just happened to us. Literally 48 hours ago. Tuesday night, 3:12 a.m. I wake up because the bed's moving, just a little. I think Sarah's having a nightmare or something. But when I roll over, she's already sitting bolt upright, shoulders perfectly straight, staring at the corner where our dresser is. Her mouth is open a tiny bit, like she's trying to scream but forgot how. I whisper her name, nothing. Her eyes don't even flick toward me. Then I see why she's looking. There's something standing between the dresser and the wall. Tall, way too tall for the room. It's like the ceiling stretched just for it. Blacker than black, like someone cut a hole in the air, and it's leaking darkness. No face at first, just two red pinpricks where eyes should be. But the longer I stare, the more I can make out. A mouth that's too wide, pulled into this thin, horrible smile with no lips. It's not doing anything, just watching us, like it's waiting for something. I try to move my arm to grab Sarah and I can't. My whole body is cement. All I can do is breathe these tiny, pathetic little breaths and stare back at it. Then Sarah finally makes this sound, half sob, half gasp, and says the sentence that still echoes in my head. It's inside the room with us. The second she says it out loud, the red eyes flare brighter, like someone just turned up the dial on a stove, and it leans forward, just its upper body, slow, like it's bowing. That's when the smoke alarm in the hallway goes off for no reason, shrill as hell. Lights flicker, the thing back upright, and then folds into itself, gone, like someone hit delete. We both screamed at the same time, jumped out of bed, turned on every light, checked every closet, every corner. Nothing. Smoke alarm stopped the second we opened the bedroom door. We didn't sleep. We sat on the couch holding each other until sunrise, comparing notes like detectives. Same height, same red eyes, same awful smile, same feeling of the temperature dropping 20 degrees in 2 seconds. Yesterday we called the landlord, asked if anyone ever died in the house. He got real quiet, then finally admitted the couple who lived here before us lost their little boy. 2019. Carbon monoxide poisoning while they were all asleep. Parents survived. Kid didn't. They said in the weeks leading up to it, the boy kept waking up screaming that the red-eyed man was standing by his dresser, telling him it was time to come play outside where it's cold. They thought it was night terrors. We're moving, boxes are already half packed. But here's what's messing with me the most. This morning, I found a handprint on the inside of the bedroom window, small, like a child's, on the top pane, way higher than any kid could reach. And right below it, scratched into the glass so lightly, you can barely see it unless the light hits just right. Let me back in. So yeah, brother, you're not crazy, and you're not alone. Whatever this thing is, it's not stuck to one house. If anyone else reading this has seen the red-eyed thing with their partner at the exact same time, please, tell me. Because I need to know how many of us it's already watching.